American women visit the Soviet Union. Photographed by Krylov and Scher. Sound recorded by Petrov. Produced by the Central Documentary Film Studio, Moscow. Peace is cherished by people everywhere. The call for peace and friendship among nations has never resounded so loudly and forcefully all over the world as it does today. Promotion of peaceful coexistence is no longer the concern only of political leaders. It's the vital task of all the people. The Soviet and American public want mutual understanding, and the most varied contacts are developing between the Soviet Union and America. A delegation of the United States section of the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom came to Moscow for the second Soviet-American Women's Conference. The delegation included Dr. Dorothy Hutchinson, president of the American section; Phyllis Sanders, member of the League's National Board; Vera Foster, civic leader; and Helen Douglas, actress and former congresswoman; Erna Harris, journalist; and Nancy Reeves, lawyer; Ruth Freeman, authoress; and Annalie Stewart, Methodist clergywoman; Mildred Olstead, a delegate to the first Soviet-American Women's Conference held at Bryn Mawr; and Josephine Davis, public figure; Orly Pell, a teacher. The American guests were met by officials of the Institute of Soviet-American Relations, including Olga Chichotkina, leader of the Soviet delegation; Tamara Mamedova, Secretary General of the Institute; Zoya Mironova, and Olga Tuganova, public figures. The American delegates came to the Soviet Union to exchange views with their Soviet counterparts on the promotion of peace and to see the country. The conference was held at Friendship House. Hundreds of different languages are spoken here. But all people coming here are united by one common cause: promotion of peace. The Institute of Soviet-American Relations and other Soviet friendship societies are doing much for the peoples of all continents to come to know each other better. In the 3 years of the Institute's existence, many people have come here from across the ocean to take part in meetings, discussions, and conferences. And this is one such friendly meeting at Friendship House. The guests are greeted by Nina Popova, president of the Union of Soviet Societies of Friendship and Cultural Relations with Foreign Countries. Permit me to address you, our dear friends, she says. On behalf of the Union of Soviet Friendship Societies, the Institute of Soviet-American Relations, the Committee of Soviet Women, and all our public, I'm happy to greet you sincerely and heartily. Speaking in reply, Dr. Hutchinson said,
on behalf of the American delegation, which is being so cordially entertained in your vast and great country, I want to thank Madam Popova for her very cordial words of greeting. I was impressed again with the ease with which we of the family of man are now able to meet and to converse with each other and to try to understand each other.
The conference lasted 7 days. After many fruitful discussions, it adopted a joint statement on the promotion of peace and general and complete disarmament. The statement expressed hope in the full possibility of peaceful coexistence. The signing of the Moscow Treaty infused hope and fresh strength in all women, all people of goodwill who desire an easing of international tensions. The American women met with many Soviet men and women, visited various cities, and everywhere they saw that the Soviet people desired peace.
are no people in the world today who don't understand that arms are no longer security. So that if we're going to replace force with reason, we must begin the long task of talking to one another instead of at one another.
And they did speak freely and frankly. They met scientists, cultural workers, and film director Mark Donskoy. They also met actor Nikolai Cherkasov, a Lenin Prize winner who played Ivan the Terrible, Alexander Nevsky, and Don Quixote. The Fyodorovs invited the American women to their home. Anna Fyodorov is a member of the Women's Committee of the Institute of Soviet-American Relations. Her husband, academician Fyodorov, is vice president of the Institute. Their daughter speaks English quite well, and this naturally helped to create a relaxed atmosphere at the party. Recalling their meetings with Soviet women workers, Mrs. Olstead said,
We visited 3. I was impressed by the cordial spirit and the cooperative spirit. Thank you very much. Let her sit in. Let one of the others sit in it.
Вот так, ну видите, как там проскакивает такой красный палец и черный зуб.
And you have to see if it's working just right, huh?
Beautiful.
Прекрасно.
everywhere the American women have seen that the Soviet people desire peace, everywhere they've been met with smiles and friendliness. Particularly memorable to the American delegates is their visit to Leningrad, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, founded 260 years ago. Great history-making events are associated with the name of this city. Leningrad is the cradle of the 1917 Socialist Revolution. It has won the title of Hero City for its staunchness during the war against Nazism. The Pisaro Cemetery. Here lie more than 600,000 Leningraders who died during the siege, but did not surrender their city to the enemy. What is this woman thinking about? What does she recall? The siege of 1942. The ring of fire around Leningrad. Hungry children. The death of her near and dear ones. The bread ration of only 3.5 ounces a day. Practically without food, without fuel and water, the city lived and fought for 900 days. Its factories and plants never stopped work. The people did their duties steadfastly. They endured all the hardships and privations of the siege. The city held out, emerged victorious, recovered, and now lives a full-blooded life. Recalling their visit, Dr. Hutchinson said,
Of course, tremendously impressed by the architecture and the art treasures of Leningrad. Many of us had dreamed for years of sometime seeing the Hermitage, and to really be there was a dream come true.
The Hermitage is one of the greatest art collections in the world. It has about 3 million works of art of all ages and peoples. From Leningrad, the delegation went to the Soviet Central Asian Republic of Uzbekistan. Only 50 years ago, Uzbekistan was a colony of Tsarist Russia, and barely 2% of its population could read and write. Under Soviet government, illiteracy has been wiped out. The Uzbek Republic now has an Academy of Sciences, a university, 24 other institutions of higher learning, and thousands of schools. It also has an atomic reactor for scientific research. In Tashkent, they saw modern architecture. And in Samarkand, ancient historical monuments. Soviet government has brought emancipation to the Uzbek women. Before the revolution, they were downtrodden, deprived of all rights, and had to wear black veils to cover their faces from strangers. Now, in Soviet Uzbekistan, women enjoy equal rights with men and hold their own in all branches of industry, science, and culture. Women are doctors, college students, school teachers. A woman is the president of the Uzbek Republic. President Nasreddinova received the American women's delegation. These gifts should remind our guests of this meeting in Uzbekistan. Mrs. Olstead.
And we congratulate you in having a woman president. We have been particularly impressed at the high positions which your women hold here, and realize what a great step had been taken by the women in 40 years.
Mrs. Douglas.
We met with people in hospitals, in nurseries, in factories, in museums. We went into people's homes, and everywhere the desire to be friends was manifest.
The American women visited the president of Uzbekistan, as well as an ordinary collective farmer, Ramo Sadikova. They also visited the Tashkent textile mill. The hosts and guests spoke about what's uppermost in their minds and hearts. Maria Alpatela said, "Please tell the American people, all women, all mothers, that they too should fight for world peace, so that there should never again be a war. For we've already experienced it and know that it's unspeakably horrible. Get all your people to fight for peace." Mrs. Olmsted replied,
All of us, from our hearts, we wish to be friends. We give you our love. And so we say goodbye to our sisters, our newly visited sisters. May their wanted to tell you what it means to us to be here with you and to be able to go home and tell in America how you live, how you play, how you work, and how kind you are to strangers.
Children should be happy. They should never hear the explosion of bombs or the roar of guns. Children are the future of mankind, and for this future, progressive people throughout the world must do everything to safeguard peace. As a result of the conference and personal exchange of views, the Soviet and American women have come to know and understand each other better, and we believe that such friendly meetings are a sure way to safeguard peace on Earth.